The Layla Show.
Beyond the New to the Layla Show, a culture cast where the power of conversation knows no bounds. Join us as we embark on thought-provoking conversations that explore the ever-evolving trends, untold histories, diverse cultures, and profound questions of existence. Welcome back to another week, and today we have a guest, Inaya Oakroot, coming from Sweden today, which is very excited, and she has dedicated herself to the artistic path since the age of 5. She was always guided to other realities other than the common, well-worn routes in life. Her art has always been her tool in her lifelong investigation into an authentic life beyond the veil taught by society. She started her career as a tennis coach at age 14. Over her 30-year career as a tennis coach, she trained 5 to 6-year-olds, male and female, beginners and juniors at a high level of competition. This created an incredible understanding of people and what makes them tick, their motivations and their behaviors. All the while, she combined her love and talent of art with various art exhibitions in Scandinavia and abroad, becoming successful beyond her wildest expectations. By the age of 40, she started her next chapter as a consultant, board member, and creator of educational programs for the corporate and public sector. Her specialty was implementing creativity and entrepreneurship with the intention to eliminate the separation between the different fields of excellence. Her drive was to break down those silos between departments and between different authority levels and help teams to operate at the highest level of performance, staying competitive in a changing world. With her work then leading her to writing various books of the coming of a new reality and the shift of consciousness, helping people navigate the new paradigm. The last 8 years have been dedicated to the healing arts as a sound healer, energy healer, specializing in the Akashic records, plus shamanic studies and practices throughout Energy Medicine Institute, EMI, as well as being an artist, author, and still working in the corporate world as a team leader coach. She is now the founder of Oakroot Spiritual Academy, bringing her life's work together under one roof to connect seekers to their divine duality, doing her part for Earth and its people's ascension. Well, that is very exciting. Welcome you today.
Thank you. That was a big reading for you. Wow. So long.
It was great, though. Now we know who you are.
Oh.
I know. Last time someone was like, you don't have to read the whole thing. I was like, but I like it. It's all part of your story.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very exciting. And I've been stalking your website for your spiritual academy, and I want to come join. So just tell us about yourself, your mission, a little bit about how this all started, other than what I just read.
Oh, yeah, you told so much when you were reading all this. But, my mission has always been, I feel that I born with feeling the ease and the light of life on earth, and didn't understand the way people living. And
Yes.
And then I came to, I also been living with hidden address and really had this deep down into that life is not simple at all, and had a very small daughter with I had to hide for 10 years.
Right.
But still I at that level could continue, develop, and have a good life. But it was in a very new sector. So really what I always have been is exploring every corner of existence here on earth. And now I feel like I'm 61 and I have been in so many places to really make it come together and understand how this easiness that I always felt, all this, the divine energy surrounding me every time.
Right.
And now it's really time to be able to simplify the development of it for others. So that's why I'm here.
That's beautiful, and it is. I think it's really important to do that, and I feel like, of course, it does come with a lot of your own development, and it does take time because, like, I mean, I'm trying to do the same eventually, but I think it's beautiful that because you have, like, I think it's important that you've come from so many backgrounds, like, especially, like, corporate, because I feel like when bridging, like, the corporate world and spirituality, like, that you hit a lot of people who just hit a wall, like, how can I, like, live this? How can I live this conscious presence life when I'm, like, in this world that literally makes no sense whatsoever, in this, like, inverted reality that goes against so much of, like, intentional living and how we really should probably be living, you know? I feel like that's very important.
Yeah, it's really also, you know, when I stepped into it because I was working I am high in the arts, you know, so many asked for me, and when I worked with the city development, I found that all was stuck in the place of people's position and power. And then I couldn't continue working with the development in that place. I felt like an outsider, and I needed to come inside where the power was and where the decision was made. And then I shifted to that place. And, you know, when I shifted to that place, the artist was like saying, oh, she's earning money, she's commercial, you know. Like,
and those damn suffering artist thoughts.
And I worked with the university and development and entrepreneurship into the educations. People, I came to innovation and see, oh, it's not far out from academy, and I came to the source of healing and to creativity in another place. And then I had to go further, and they felt, oh, she's taboo. She's not in our sector any longer.
Yeah, we can't put her in a box anymore. She has transcended the box wholeheartedly. She has gone through to the other side, which is fantastic. I mean, that's where we all hope to get. I mean, at least, I don't know. I shouldn't speak for the collective. That's where I hope we all get to. I'm not sure if they feel like that yet, because some people don't even know that's where they need to be. But that's, I mean, it's beautiful. And you're working with so many different, like, modalities. And I know, okay, I'm, like, obsessed with the Akashic records as, like, a thing. So
yeah, tell me the questions you want, and I go inside.
I don't know if I even really have questions. I mean, I do, of course. So I don't know, like, what my questions are. Just talk about them from your perspective. Like, how do you help people tap into that in regards to, like, their own healing and stuff? Because, I mean, like, well, we all have, like, theories about the Akashic records, like the infinite knowledge of everything in every sector. It's like, I don't know, but some people describe it as like, oh, here, I'm going to tap into this conscious, like, library of everything that has happened, will happen, could happen, you know, but, like,
I can simplify it.
Thank you.
You know, we live in time and space with our bodies, because our bodies is time and space, and it's dimensional. It's matter. Right. And our brain and our emotions works in the fourth dimension, and it's time and time, but not space. We can move anywhere, you know. And when we come out of there, we come to the fifth dimension. And our highest self is often, especially if we are interested in our development, our spiritual path has already come to the fifth dimension. So our highest self is up there. And then it's operating in the field where it operates outside time and space.
Right,
and
for sure.
It's calm, it has no emotions, it has not a rushing mind, but really a connection to everything. And there also, in this, if you feel like Earth is a globe of this matter of third dimension, and outside there are this energy field of the fourth dimension. And further out is the fifth dimension, that is the most outer space of Earth. And because we have a film playing out in our duality here,
right.
It's all collecting as a story, as long as our emotions keeping this story alert. So when we have not finished any story, it's still collected in the Akashic records, as is the outer field of Earth. Okay. So everything that is playing out and has been and is now, it's there in the field, in the fifth dimension.
Right.
And when we just ask there, we can just be, define our intention and the exact person. And if we have the allowance, because we can't do it otherwise, because the higher self will lock it. So it will not be right. It's our integrity. But if we just go up there, everything that we ask for, it's like, in this field of fifth dimension, it's all potential. And when we ask a question, all potential that combines to be this reality that has been comes like an answer.
I love that.
So it's only that it's the fifth dimension that exists, and also in the sixth. But in the outer field, all is collected of all the stories we're playing out on Earth.
Right. But there is, like you said, there's like unlimited possibilities. Like, and I feel like, I mean, me personally, like, I feel like I see them and I'm like, there's a lot. There's like literally infinite possibilities. So I guess, I mean, that's interesting because I would love to tap into my Akashic records and be like, hey, pick a path.
Yeah. It's amazing because we can heal everything that we carry in our energy field, that is a filter that attracts things that we not always want, and have energies that it's all about not finished stories.
Right.
So when I heal in the Akashic records, what I'm doing is just finishing the stories.
Right.
In the fifth dimension, and then the field is gone if the person is not activating it again.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. A lot more than how I would have explained it in a complete way that made everybody lost and confused. So.
There's so much for us to embrace everything that is not seen by our eyes and with our logic, because we are so taught to be in the logic world and what we see. And if we just open up for the other thing and start to use our senses in some, like, start to taste more or draw, dance, whatever we do to evaluate or educate our senses to make them more and more sensitive, we have it all there if we just don't have the word view that everything is seen. Because everything that we can see, it's already dead. It's already done before,
Right,
everything that we see, it's a playing out of something that existed a bit before.
Yeah, that makes that makes absolutely all the sense. And like, that's true because, I mean, if you do look at just what's in front of you, it's like, I listen to people all the time like, well, it's too late, or like, I can't do that. And it's like, says like, oh, or this is like the constructs of what my reality looks like. So how could I ever get to this? And I'm like, that's really sad because the things I decide in a day that are like our law and our truth, like, it's like, people would look at me like I have 20 heads, like, Layla, what do you mean? This is what you're doing, and this is what you accumulated in your vortex of what you want in this lifetime. I'm like, I don't know, it's what I want, and I'll make it happen.
Yeah, it's our worldview
like a box,
that creates all. Our worldview, it's the main part, actually, because it's exactly the room that we limit ourselves to be in.
Exactly, which is ridiculous because we are not limited to a room or a box or really anything. I mean, other than what our physical bodies cannot withstand, which is something. So
yeah, and our physical body is really divine. It's our breathing machine that makes all what our soul wants to create. It's here to do it, and it's just vibrate what we are ready to experience. Right. So that's why nothing can go. People ask me, if I clean in the Akashic records, how many times will I have to do it? And it's will it be a full life story? Yes, of course it will be a full life story because but you made me need help in the start because there are energies that we can't handle, and if we get the guided way of seeing ourselves, we continue heal by ourselves. But it's we can't, if we would heal everything at once, we will get crazy, because we wouldn't understand anything. What is it? We can't relate to the new reality that we're in.
That would be pure madness. Absolutely.
Yeah. So when I do a healing, it's through it's in the Akashic records, but it is through the higher self, and the higher self is always the manager to tell, this is enough for me as a person.
Right. Yes.
And it opens up for exactly what should be. And next layer will come up, but that's the funny play of being a living human being.
Right. I mean, it totally is, because it's so true. It's like after you learn the lesson, you experience it, and you're like, of course, that makes so much sense. Of course, like, I wouldn't live like that, but it's true. Like, you can't just be flooded. I mean, because I've tried to cheat the system of my own higher self a few times. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've sat there and been like, no, like, because I'm a feisty little fucker sometimes, and I'm like, all right, so let's just hit me with all of it, like, let's go. And then it's like, no, like, you literally can't. And no matter how much I try to push that, like, my higher self will always block me and be like, learn your lessons, kid, come down off your high horse, like, stop rushing the process.
Also, when I do the solar alignment, the healing in the Akashic records, it's also, to see that all these lessons that we feel that the worst obstacles, that we don't want to do these trajectories, and they are
sometimes they suck.
It's we who put them on ourselves, because we want it to come to next frequency. Everything in the universe wants to come to its next stage of itself. So every lesson we have, it's ours. We ourselves have put it there to make us come through it.
It's absolutely correct. And I mean, I feel like some people don't come to this life and don't plan out their lessons to be as hard as others. Like, I'm stubborn, and I, like, made all my lessons, like, very annoyingly difficult for myself. I'm like, I know that about myself. I'm like, I literally won't, like, get, like, cause I'll push the button and be like, are you sure I can't go back in this little rabbit hole? Like, until it's like I have to seal it off in the most, like, dramatic, catastrophic, like, fireworks, blaze of glory kind of thing. And I'm like, I really wish I would stop doing that, but, I don't know, it's something about my person. Maybe the next lessons won't be like that, but I mean, I'm sure not everybody has to burn their entire, like, world down to come back. But you're right, we do choose that, and I feel like
I had to.
How many times do you have to burn it down, girl? I'm tired. I've been burning this shit down for a while.
Yes, a friend of mine said to me once, I watch it on TV, so I know what it is, and I have to go through it,
Right, like, God, some people just, it clicks. I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea how lucky you are. They're just like, and like, no, literally, like, yeah, we have to go through the flames and like, but yeah, I don't know. I guess
I'm so happy that I've been in all these flames, because the rabbit hole, if I really go inside the flames and learn my lessons, I will never go into any of these rabbit holes, but I understand the other people being in hard times, and I have I really love them in their different lives. Everyone I do the reading for or doing healing for, I really can be emphatic, understand their travel, and see that really private.
I feel like it does. I feel like the worse your lesson, or like the harder your lessons are, it does. Like, I feel like you can't judge people anymore, really. Like, and it's like, cause like people will be very like, okay, of course I have like some morality and stuff, and I understand like where people are coming from, that they like, this is bad and this, but it's not so black and white. Like, I can have compassion for like, even like quote unquote, like a horrible thing, you know what I mean? Cause it's like, when you go through all that, it's like, you just learn, you just have so much compassion for where those emotions are coming from that is causing this chain reaction of whatever is going on. It's like, you really can't hate anything or anyone at that point in that place. Cause it's like, God, I was terrible.
And it's inspiring to see that everyone has their route and their path, and sometimes we attract the same path, and it comes to new it's really a fantastic game. Even though I of course it's so much suffer in the game, but that's also, to be, for me, anyway, I feel to really be authentic with having emotions, it's such a gift instead of closing them down.
Right, that's so true. And like it's like you have to feel it. Sometimes it's not beautiful. I do that. I do find that like I'm opening up my feelings again right now, because every time I go through like a really hard like lesson and close a chapter, like my immediate reaction to like get to the next phase is always to just like become cold, like completely just like, nope, okay, lock it up. And then like, and then I sit in that place and I'm like, what is going on? My life is not moving. And then I slowly start to open again, and then I can find the next path. But it seems to be like habitual patterning. Every time I'm just like, okay, I'm done with that cycle. And then I go so savage. Like I don't even recognize that form of myself. I'm just like, nope, no feelings, no care. It's all about me. I'm going to do it. And then today I started to like open the feelings doors again after a few months. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember this, but it's like I feel so aligned again for the first time in like months, and I'm like, oh, hallelujah. Gotta let
both in the sound healing and in the shamanic work, what we actually do is really pulling out the emotions to the surface, and there we heal them with sound.
You can't. Yeah,
because we can never heal anything that is hidden. We must put them out to be their emotional vibrating, and then we can go through them and transform them into new energies.
Right. Yeah, and you use like, okay, so I was like, I've obviously looked at your website, so I know you do all sorts of healing. Like, what kind of modalities do you use? Like, how do you bring this out of people? I saw sound healing for sure.
Yeah.
Like, and
well, there are. Because I'm an artist in the beginning, I am always feel that everything has its material. I can't draw a painting when I must make a sculpture to make this energy. And also in the modalities, I really need to have sound, but I need to be able to change word view, and I have to have to be able to understand the nature's work with us and the different parts that the guides comes in. And there are so many levels, and I think Divine Duality is my really devotion, and it's all about match and merge with two opposites, or two things that can heal each other with match and merge. And also when I worked in university and in the sectors that was divided, it's the same thing, that when we start to have different modalities and maybe two works, if you have one work and another, they will start to feed the other with information and with a passion.
That makes, and it's all about balance.
Associate and start to make our two different lobes in brain, the left and the right side in the brain, to collaborate, and then life is starting to be very more vivid.
That's beautiful. I know you have to merge the sides, right? Come into the balance and
coming into every time we match and merge to different sectors, we come to a totally, like the child, a totally new thing that didn't exist in our lives anyway before, and it's totally individual, so it's not in any person's life. It's totally our investigation of ourself and our potential.
Right. It's all about the self, realistically. Even when we don't want to look at it, or, it is. It's all about coming back to oneness, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But,
when we don't like to be in it, it's because we're judging it.
Right.
And that's the inverted duality that we have been taught, that something is good and something is bad. And it's not like two information fields that we can work with. We have already abandoned something. And, when we say about, if I say something about like this person I don't like, I start to make a chord to this person about what I don't like. And in the same time, I lock myself. It makes a taboo for myself to be this energy. So it both connect me to the energy and make a taboo to be there. So it makes a contradiction in ourselves, and that is what hurts.
Right, because because what you don't like is really a reflection of something you don't like within yourself, and you're judging really that part of yourself. But
yeah, if I'm judging it, I start to make an energy cord, and still I lock the possibility to be there. So it's really a dead end.
Perfect. We gotta lock more of that. I mean, we all could go. We all need a trip to the Akashic records to go lock some more things up. I think. I'm speaking for the collective, but really me, but also the collective. And
yeah, it's a really funny playground.
And it's a really strange time to be alive right now, just like, cause there's just so many, shifts going on, and we're just on the brink of so many new, like, exploding technologies, and so, like, it is I feel like probably every group of people at some point have been like, this is the weirdest time to be alive, but, like, I truly feel like right now it's one of the strangest times to be alive, and I don't really know of course I never really know what's happening, but, we are at, like, a precipice of, like, such, like, the world, humanity has used so much division to, like, separate us so wholeheartedly,
we can feel the inverted duality, as I call it. It's like, if you have two poles and you have a magnetic field that drags them away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, if we just put them in the other angle and start to make these things that we judge for one or the other, we start to come for them together. It's not like we are in a line between two counterparts. Actually, when we start to match them into each other, we come to the triangle from oneness and duality and go inside the triangle, and there it's a divinity and all the potential and all creativity. So it's opened up a totally new world if we just make these magnetic fields and change them to go together instead of.
And we need to, and like I guess, but that's why people like you are here doing this and helping, and this is, I don't know what my job in any of this is other than like being a reporter and spreading good energy, but but we need
wonderful work. Yeah. I understand you do a wonderful work as a reporter. That's fantastic that you have this job. Wow.
I love it. I get to see so many sides of the world too, because it's like, I'm a very spiritual person, but I I don't know, I never am grounded in any one thing I'm doing. I'm all over the place. Like, I'm like, I'm a little bit artist, a little bit poet, a little bit, a little bit healer, a little bit journalist, so, I love this work. It's really great because I do get to connect like with so many different sides of humanity and so many different perspectives that it's like, it's very interesting. And then like, hopefully we all come together in a conscious decision to like
really
not
fantastic.
blow up the planet. Like, can we not blow up the planet? Can we all love each other and live in oneness? It's never happened before in human societal history. So, in the divine, of course, like in the 5D, of course, we're all holding hands and singing Kumbaya by the fireplace. But if we could get this like grounded on the earth plane, oh Lord, that would be fantastic.
And I think it's actually when I have done a retreat and like that with Divine Duality, and I feel that really just making these poles start to work together in some lessons, we start to make this a word that we can use, and instantly it heals the duality that we have misused. So it's a perfect healing tool for itself.
Right, that's very true. Right,
it's just mixing it, just like washing it out. It's amazing. It's really, for me, it's really art, because it's a creative place where so much happens.
Right. It really, I mean, it is art. I mean, energy is art. Our human experience really is like, it's the ultimate art form. Like, I feel like I am a little, we're all like powerful creators. Like this is, I mean, the divine, all of it. Like this whole experience could either be like our masterpiece or not, but hopefully our masterpiece.
Oh yes, we are on our path to be our masterpiece. I'm truly there, believe it. And before, creativity was all for me. I did, as an artist, I did all the materials and different things, as you are doing as a journalist. I did it with art, and all these spectrums. And then I came to because I myself had this problematic time. I came into healing, and first it was with crystals, and then it was listening to sound, and then it was starting with sounds, and then it came more and more, and I did some tarot 10 years ago and started like that. But now I feel that healing is the greatest creativity.
It truly is, and there's there is no bounds to that, like, because I feel like a lot of people, I mean, I started the same way, like crystals, tarot, astrology, and I still love all these things. Like, I don't knock them at all, but it's like, but that was like it for me. And it's just funny when you kind of go down the rabbit hole of all the different, and then you like realize like everything you do is like, the food you put in your body is an art. Like the people you have around you is an art. It's like all of healing is so. But I feel like a lot of people, when they first get on the spiritual path, and I feel like this is also why a lot of society still looks at it like, what the fuck is this? Because it is so like, let's read tarot and like, you know what I mean? But it's like, that's part of it, but it's everything. It's like literally like.
It's everything.
It's like, I'm healing sitting at the wall, like drinking my water, just not having negative thoughts, It's like, healing is such a vast.
Yeah, also for me, it's really all these diverse inputs to be in our divine self that is so loving life. It's so many paths to come there, and it's I am just so amazed of being a human being.
I mean, it really is I mean, sometimes it's like so. I mean, it blows my mind just perpetually. There's not a day that I'm just not like, wow, like this is. I don't have any words for it, really. I wish I did. My articulation just falters when coming to try to describe the human experience, but, like, it really is. It's fascinating, because it's like, oh, God, like, yeah, sometimes I doubt myself and whatever, but it's, like, really magical, like, what we can create and what we can have and what we can become in this lifetime is just fascinating, and it's like...
Yeah, and to start to understand what water is, what elements doing with us, and what we can do, especially with water. Water is this transforming material that is everywhere. It's like 99% of everything is water.
Right.
And if I just make undertones and overtones, I transform in the body just with tunes through the waters. And it's so just to get. That's what I wanted to teach when I have my retreats and sessions. Is really to have the tools how to navigate our three devices of mind, heart, and body, and our different tools. That everyone is born with a perfect voice for them. It's really a perfect, exact voice of that person and the healing tool for them. And when we start to be able to understand those diverse tools and play with them as an orchestra for ourselves, oh, wow.
Yeah, truly, Matt. I mean, yeah, I love how you describe that, because we are like a whole orchestral symphony within ourselves. Yeah. Truly, like nothing missing. Which is, but there's just like so much. And I feel like, I mean, your retreat sounds fantastic. Like when I read it, that's like my dream retreat. So like all the modalities. I'm obsessed.
It's so magic. The sacred geometry is also so fantastic. If we go inside and start to create these sacred geometry forms, we become those energies.
Right.
So in the retreat, and also I'm starting to make a one day session with just painting, dancing the chakras with the combination with painting the flower of life. All the consciousness points in the evolution will come into our own evolution of our chakras, and we get totally integrated with our chakras, with the existence of creation.
Right.
I think it's all so simple. We just have to be very, very exact in what we are doing.
I know, it really is. I mean, like, I feel like humans complicate things, because, like, when I really, like, strip back all whatever humanity blocks that it is, it's like, it is so simple, and it's, like, it's crazy that really almost everything everything created by, like, this earth really does have all the patterns. Like, you look at, God, like, some vegetables are just so damn pretty with their, and their sacred geometry all in there, flowers, the center of a sunflower is one of the most mystical things I've ever gazed upon in my life, period.
Yes.
Like we are, like, oh God, I was like, some girl, I never even realized this before, like, in our hands, like, she posted a picture of her hand, and she was like, I don't know, I was just staring at my hand today, and there's, like, all this sacred geometry, like, in her, like, in the patterns of her hand. I was like, wow, I never looked at my hand like that.
Yeah. It's all over. And the sunflower, it's exactly the movement of circulation and in two directions. So it's actually a perfect match of the feminine and the masculine movement.
Okay.
in the center of the sunflower. And when doing a healing, one can use exactly this movement to heal, to make people who are not able to love themselves, to send love and do this with our two fingers. With two fingers we are out of duality if we do it, and do this circulation. The energy of self-love, of the love from source comes in from a person that feels, I'm not worthy this, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough. But
so sad.
This geometric form really can tap into a field through this filter that they have and heal.
Yeah, it's truly, I mean, it's pretty miraculous. And I know, like, I mean, I'm certified in, like, Reiki, energy, whatever, but, like, I don't know. It's totally intuitive when I go in, but it's like the swirly. I just, like, I never know what I'm doing. Like, when I never know what I'm going to do. I'm just like, someone will be like, give me Reiki. I'm like, yeah, of course. But it always is. It's always just, like, swirling and unswirling and circling with the energy. And it's, like, it's really mystical when you tap into that, like, how, like, what you feel and, like, how you really are just, like, twisting and turning. And
I can see you're a wonderful healer, and when we do it intuitively, we can do it because we let source work through us.
Right. That's my favorite time in the world, when I'm not actually doing it or any. That's why I love writing so much too. I mean, like, I've published 2 books of poetry, but that's because I just don't feel like these things are just effortless to me. Like writing, Reiki, stuff like that. It's just like, because it's not me.
Yeah.
Because it's like the divine, just like, do this. Like, God, if I try to do anything, like, forget about it. It's all over the place with my ADD brain. But if I just, like, surrender,
but I haven't got it yet. It's on its way.
Oh, good. I know, I have to get your book, too. I have it in my Amazon cart, but yeah, your book looks, tell us about your book, too, because I feel like everyone needs this book.
I have 3 books.
So you have 3? I only saw, like, 1 on your website, I think. Did I?
Yeah. It's the last one is there about unfolding. It's about divine duality. My first book was written 2015, and it's I just had the woman making the website for me didn't put it in, but I have it in my site. But it took me 3 years writing it, and it really made me come down to the understanding It's called This Creative Existence, Unfolding a New Conscious World, and it's already there told about all what will happen now, that happens now afterwards, and the potential in all this shift. So actually, this is my favorite, the first book. And then I made, because it's so condensed, I feel that it was not easy to read if you were not already in a contemplative state. So I wrote Dream State that you can read in 25 minutes and get the whole energy of it, but really not the deep depth of creation codes that is in the first one. And the third one, it's more very practical and into the trajectories of the same. But of course, because I wrote it later, it's also like taking out some parts that is easily to use. The first one is more philosophic.
You know? Okay, I gotta get the first one then, because I love philosophy of anything.
I love it. I love that one, and it takes time to read, but it's really deepening inside us the potential within.
Well, I love that because you kind of have something for everyone. Because I'm like a philosophical nut and like can sit and read something that like mind bends my spirit all day long. But not everybody can do that. So I like that you have you have some more that are more accessible to people who don't necessarily want to philosophically drown their brain with beauty, because that's me. Like, it could literally, if I could just sit in the woods and do nothing but read philosophy for like the rest of my life, I'd be fine. Like, I'd be okay.
Yeah, me too. So I think all three are philosophic, but it's more easy reading.
Right. Yeah.
The longer I go.
Yeah, right. I mean, is anything not philosophic? But yeah, some people need we need the quick read, easy to digest. I'm like, make it.
Yeah.
Give me the first one. I'm no
longer. For me, it's really a suffer when I simplify it, because it's not that beautiful. It's not like, the beauty were there in the poetry. And then
I know, that's like wholeheartedly the only reason I write poetry. That's like, there's no other reason, but like, that's the only, because I could like explain anything I'm saying in a poem and whatever, but it's like the only reason I love poetry is because it like literally just muddles the sentiment into like this orchestral art piece that may or may not relate to whatever it is I was intending to talk about in the first place. So like, it's like, I love something that's like just.
And as you do with haiku, it's fantastic. Yeah, what actually it's the first book is also so much about the liminal space. I think all of the books, especially the first and the last, is about the liminal space. And in the haiku, everything happens in the between the lines.
Yeah.
And that's so
true. That's so true. I know. Who knew I could write haiku? I don't know. That was such a random. Right now I'm trying to finish a book that's like ballads, but no one really reads ballads anymore, but I do. So, but it is, I don't know, the power of word is magical, and it's a great way to touch, words are, because like, how do you reach everybody? I mean, you don't, but words are a great way.
I believe that if everyone just do exactly, we have lost our knowing of what we love and what we really are, who we really are, because we have been so like programmed into learning things as being everyone the same, learning.
It's crazy.
But I believe that if we go inside and start to create with ourselves exactly what you love is what will brings you the best fortune in life. Even though it feels like, it's very introvert and I can't live on this thing. Yes, I think everyone is really, we have all tools in ourselves. And when we just are ourselves, the opportunities comes that makes our life We just need trust, and that is not a justice. That is really hard to have the trust.
It's very, very difficult, and I feel like, I mean, I've been so wholeheartedly like living my path before in life, and then like multiple, like not, I mean, obviously I've gone through a lot of lessons, but I can say in the last like 5 years, I already had everything I've ever wanted in my life, and I was like, but I'm not stable enough. I don't like it, and I literally just like threw it away, and I was like, fuck this, it's not good enough. Like, I need to, like, have this more, whatever. I don't know what, I just wanted things. I wanted more money. I mean, I still always want more money. Who doesn't? But I just, like, so I turned, instead of, like, keeping some of that, I turned so far in, like, a different direction and then, like, lost all parts of myself again. And then it's funny because now I'm coming back and, like, I'm literally just going to build exactly what I already had, like pretty much for myself. Like it's so silly because it's like I already had all the answers of what I wanted. Like I had what I was supposed to be doing. Of course, like I had to go through those things to actually like sustain the things I wanted in my life. But it's just funny, like because like you already have them right there, like in you. They're right there. It's like, here it is. And then it's like, we don't trust. We're like, oh my God, freaking out. Like, how is this going to work? So let me just do this other thing and like completely distort the path that you're already walking that would.
When I was 30, I had to go undercover, with a 2 years old daughter. And within that, we had nothing. We were under zero. And I had to shift my name, my place. I had to leave everything as an artist because if I wouldn't, would have been killed. So I just did that. And then after some year, I said, where did all this come from? I have this house. I have, I just couldn't imagine how everything came from nothing. It's like coming. Of course,
it does.
So that makes me so safe in life that I know that I had the worst possibility of chances. And what came out of it? Where am I now? Is it possible? So if we have been in the really lowest bottom and come up, we know that we don't have to be afraid of survival.
No, we will survive. Like our instincts will protect. And I mean, I know I'm a survivor. Like I know how to twist my universal web into like making sure I'm always taken care of, no matter if it's by my hand or I have help or whatever. Like I never left. So that's true. We will. And like I think that's like, but we forget that sometimes when in like embarking in it, because like the trust, because it's like we want to see, like we want to like, oh, is this path safe for me? But it's true. Like we will always, and it's like, and like you said, when you just like go with that, of course, like hopefully no one has to go through that and has to like hide because it's like traumatic. I can't even imagine all of that, but. I mean, I'm sure it made you so much stronger, and then look at what you created, like, absolute.
Yeah, and, being vulnerable, but still looking for the light. It made so many people come and help me. Before I was so powerful and strong person.
Right.
And I didn't, I had to be the helper all the time. But when I came to the situation where I was totally down, and I start to understand that I can't play this role any longer of being powerful,
right?
And I just felt shown my vulnerability and asked for help. And even when I didn't ask for help, but just was really authentic with this poor energy and still searching the light, there came in so much help from all of the places. People are really so good persons if you are open to receive.
It's so true, and that's what it's all. I mean, honestly, it is all about the openness to receive, because and like I know it's nice to feel like we're powerful and help, but I'm just turned 30, and I had the same kind of, well, not like same, but like a similar kind of wake up check this year. Like you're just like pouring out, like giving so much, and like putting on this facade that you have all your shit together, like, so hard. Like, you're sitting on top of a mountain, like, saving the world over here, and, like, you have nothing together, and you're, like, too, whatever, your pride won't let you, like, come down and, like, ask for, like, and I did have to actually ask for help sometimes, but mostly just, like, opening myself, like, it's okay. I don't have to, like, have my shit completely together. It's fine. I can take that facade off. Like, maybe I am the goddess of the fucking universe, but, like, I need a little help sometimes. I'm not sitting on the top of the world with everything I need. Like, I'm struggling and, like, suffering right now.
Yeah, you are so vivid. One can really feel your energy is like sprouts. I don't know.
I'm a
That's
fucking
fantastic. And of course, it makes so many people energized and
it does.
Inspired.
But, like, of course, there's, like, a balance. Like, I'm learning to do that now in a healthy way because I feel like, I don't know, a lot of empathic people go through that. They're like, I'm a fucking force. I know that. Like, I can't attest to it. I'm not trying to be, but I am just, like, I have the light, and we all do, but I'm also, like, really, like, I don't know, I'm just a boisterous personality, so I attract so much things, and it's, like, but also just, like, being able to, like, give that without, like, draining myself dry of all my own resources has been, like, the hardest lesson I've ever had to learn in my life.
Oh, yes.
And one that hit me over and over and over and over again for 30 years until I was like, nope, we're done. But it took me 30 years of, like, literally just repeating this fuckery of just being like, haha, come play in my vortex, and, like, completely, like, killing myself. Like,
yeah,
literally, because, like,
we
literally.
need to receive as much as we give out.
Right.
We
which is,
need to be like the sun. Like,
right, exactly. Which, of course, my name is associated with, like, the darkness and the night and the moon, so, yeah, just give me more sunlight. God, give me more sunny in it. Like, I have to exist in the daytime now.
And the moon, it makes the sun energy like going like the opal of all these mystical, beautiful energies of potential and magic and poetry. I love the moon.
Yeah. It's my favorite. It's my element. I know. I'm like, I have to be a sun dweller now. Now I love the sun. But honestly, like, it's funny because, like, I so embody that so hard that, like, I actually have a strange, like, the sun actually makes me physically ill now, which is, like, very strange to me. So, like, I can only take so much sun in general, which is just kind of ironic because I'm so moony. And so I'm so moony that, like, the sun physically makes me ill.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I love the sun. Like, I'm looking at it.
My favorite time is when the rising sun exactly before, because first of all, you know, all the night has sedimented all things of the potential of last day and what have been, and there you have the moon. It's completely there, the mother holding all the energy, and slowly the sun comes out in this soft energy and start to penetrate the energies that has been, you know, settled during the night, and starting to make a new reality out of it.
I think it's the most magical time of the day, period.
When the moon and the sun is collaborating, when it's bright shining, it's magic.
It's truly the most magical time of the day. I need to start watching more sunrises. I used to all the time. We gotta put that on the list for things to go soak up more. Because I was just at, like, that yoga retreat I was telling you last week, and it was just so nice because I've lived in the mountains so many times in my life, but just, like, being in the mountains just again for, like, 4 days, like, you do end up, you're up and you watch the sunrise. You're not even intending to, and then, like, you know, I'm here. I'm like, yeah, just missing. I'm in bed. I don't know. Like, you know, there's something, like, every time I'm in nature, every time I used to live on the mountain, manifesting buying a house in the redwoods right now because I need that mountain life. I need that mountain energy. Like, like it's water. Yeah. Oh, God, so good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's enormous.
Yeah.
Here in my place, it's a very flat land. So wherever I am here in this little island, I have both the sunrise and the sunset.
Right.
if I wish to, and have the horizons.
Yeah, because you have the open space. It's just there for you. Oh God, that's amazing. I must visit your island. If your yoga retreat, I know, I'm just going to put this on the podcast because why not? Everyone else is going to ask about it anyway. So I tried to go sign up for your retreat next summer. Is it full already?
No, I am no participant yet. I just finished the last one.
Okay, because I was like, I'm just gonna buy my early bird ticket. It said I couldn't do it or something, so I was like, oh no, is it full? I don't know what it said. I'll have to screenshot it to you later. But I was like, no, there's no more available spots. So I was like, what? Maybe it's still connected.
There are. Now it's it's in July next year, so it's.
I know, I saw, but yeah, I was gonna pre-sign up and just put it on my agenda, but I don't know, your website wouldn't let me, but it's okay, I'll do it. Not full, so for everyone listening, let's go to Sweden. I don't know, I've always Sweden's been one of I don't know, my soul feels so connected to just the energy of that part of the world, Nordic and Scandinavian energy, so. There's something about it. I was actually supposed to spend last summer in Sweden and then just got stuck in France and never left. Emotionally stuck in France. I wasn't physically or financially stuck in France. My soul departed any other land but France, and now I'm just I'm over it. I can go anywhere. I spent a year there. I did what I had to do. That's fine. Love France. We'll go back. Not emotionally invested in that capacity. But anyways, I missed my trip to Sweden that summer because
that's interesting. I lived in Stockholm and I always was traveling the world to see where I belong because I felt I'm not like a Stockholmer. I'm not like my family. I must find my home, and I was traveling all over the world. And it's not until I was kicked out by, having this hidden address that
right.
I came to another spot of Sweden and said, oh, I'm home.
It's amazing how that happens. It really is so fantastic. I feel that perpetually, everywhere. I've moved so many times. I travel the world. And how I get to anywhere is so fucking random. I mean, it's not random. It's divinely guided, but it seems random at the time because I'll just literally get a pin in my mind and be like, all right, I live here now. And none of the places have stuck for a long, but every single place I go is I am so supposed to be there with every fiber of my being, and that's where I need to and I'm supposed to be for that given time, and I am not, and I physically am not allowed to leave until I wrap up whatever's meant to be done there. And but you find little homes. Years lasted.
Oh yeah, but I felt I found my home because I found my home inside.
Right.
Yep. So even if I go, because I love the mountains and I would love to travel, but it was the nature that made me feel I'm home here.
I know, it's always the nature. God. Because I feel I don't know, it took me a long time, probably you too, to feel home in yourself. And then you do get to the point where I could literally live anywhere and be fine. But there is just those whenever you are surrounded by a lot of nature, there's just you vibe. I'm and I mean, let's be clear to the universe right now. I'm a California girl through and through at heart, and if I ever had to tell you I had a home in this world, which I don't because I'm a rambling woman, I will travel till the day I'm dead. But home bases are good. I'm a California girl through and through. I cannot escape this place. There is something there. Every time I move, I've moved away 6 times now, and I'm can I please go back to the forest where the ocean touches the redwoods? I'm I can't. I'm crawling out of my skin. I'm I want to go home.
Oh, yeah. So it's so interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
But yes, everyone, home is within you, but also in the redwoods.
Yeah, really. But also Stockholm, it's kept me always. There were always a new project, a new thing starting up, a new exhibition, and I had a new, season of coaching and tennis, and I felt, okay, now I will move. No, I have to finish this one. And then came another thing, and I was stuck there. So I really had to have this hidden address to come away.
Right. It just like kind of, it's so funny. It's so forced, like redirection. It's like, like, I don't know, like some people never listen to the call within, but then there's some people, and like me, the universe has to be aggressive with me. Apparently you too, where it's like, nope, you're not listening. Fucking divine intervention. Like, let's blow your life up so you have no, like, that's what happened to me in France. Like, I blew my life up so hard for no reason. Like, I just was like, I needed a kick in the ass because I knew what I actually needed to do after that. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to listen. So it's like, once again, our lives will blow up. The universe will be like, well, there you go.
And it's like I had to put me into the two different parts actually of life, because I was in one part I was really like slaughtered by the husband of mine, and in the other I was a head coach in tennis, and I had an exhibition in the most famous places in Scandinavia, and then I had to decide, do I want to survive? I have to leave all what I have successed, and just say, okay, I leave it. Shit.
Yeah, I like to live. Thank you. I would like to live.
But it was, in these circumstances when one are so bad treated, the confidence started to get down so low. So I need to, I needed to be in this position with the tennis and with the art to get the confidence to be able to leave.
Right.
So that was really the thing, that it wasn't the success that was interesting, but what it made me as a person able to cut the cord and go away.
It makes a lot of sense to me, because as much as I'm like, I'm a spiritual warrior, like I will always have some sort of like confidence lacking as long as my physical reality like doesn't back up the kind of person I feel like that stability and that like earthly rooted success like does. Well, like just like, yep, I can do it. But then of course it's funny because sometimes you do lose that, but it's like, yeah, there's so many situations I did not leave because I was like, I'm not stable. I don't know. No.
Wow.
Fuck that. Have confidence, people. Have confidence, everyone. Leave your bad situations.
Yeah. Life will show you. Just walk your own heart path, and life will show you the way. And you are so held. I work so much with my guides now that I didn't know before, but everyone are so held in this loving void that is the existence.
Right. And that's why you gotta open to receive, everyone, because otherwise your angels and your guides can't help you. Truly.
All right.
Truly. Yeah. But yeah, so it's been so great talking to you. It's been about an hour. I don't know if you want to.
Oh yeah.
I know that's really quick. If you want to give any like last minute notes to our listeners, or well, everybody, like I said, join me for the Sweden retreat, or don't make it just me. That's fine too. But just kidding. No, sign up for a retreat next July in Sweden.
Oh. I will just final word is your voice. How even it is, it's the perfect tool for everyone, and everyone are held and in so much love. So that's the only thing I want to end with.
Thank you. That's beautiful. And to our audience, you can find everything about Inaya Oakroot on my channel, and I'll link you to all her links. No, but seriously, go to her retreat. It sounds awesome. And thank you for listening to The Layla Show. See you next time. Bisous. Ciao.
The Layla Show.